Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Shots fired.
He's firing more shots. 2 officers hit. 2 officers hit. I believe it's told that we have 3 officers shot, 1 in serious condition.
Words can't express how hard today has been.
Today, 3 members of our team made the ultimate sacrifice. They are heroes.
A heartbreaking situation is unfolding tonight. These are the 2 Burnsville police officers and the firefighter paramedic who were shot and killed in the line of duty today. Officer Paul Elmstrand, Officer Matthew Ruge, both 27 years old, and firefighter and paramedic Adam Finseth, who was 40. Just hours ago, a miles-long procession made up of dozens of law enforcement vehicles transferred the first responders' bodies from the hospital in Minneapolis to the medical examiner's office in Minnetonka. On the overpasses along the way, an outpouring of support from fellow law enforcement and the community. There will also be a show of support tonight at 6:30 when a vigil is planned outside Burnsville City Hall. It will honor the first responders who were shot and killed during a call early this morning at a home on 33rd Avenue South in Burnsville. A news conference wrapped up just about a half an hour ago with more information about what happened this morning. We have team coverage tonight, including reaction pouring in from the community and how the first responders are being honored. But we begin with Danny Spiewak, live with the very latest on what happened this morning. Danny?
Well, Julie, that news conference that just ended here in the last half hour gave us a lot more insight into the events and details of what led up to the shooting today and killing of 3 first responders, those 2 Burnsville police officers and the firefighter. This all began just before 2 a.m. this morning. It was in a residential neighborhood here in Burnsville. Police say that this call was made by someone inside the home. They were calling about an armed suspect barricaded in this house with family members. The BCA today told us that there were 7 kids in the house, ages 2 to 15 years old. This led to an exchange of gunfire between that armed suspect and the first responders and police that had responded. Police say the suspect then killed the 2 officers and a firefighter paramedic. As you mentioned, that's Officer Paul Elmstrand, Officer Matthew Ruge, and firefighter paramedic Adam Finseth, who is part of the SWAT response as a paramedic to this situation today. There was also a 4th person, Sergeant Adam Medlicott, who was injured, but he's expected to be okay. This, needless to say, among the darkest days in Burnsville's history.
We are all hurting. Our officers, our fire department, our families, all of our staff, our community. We're heartbroken. We are heartbroken. We are going to need time to be together.
Now, the suspect in this case has not been identified. We don't know who that shooter is, although law enforcement told us today that they believe they know who it is. They have not said whether he killed himself or if he was killed by gunfire. That's still part of the investigation. But they learned later in the morning, around 8 a.m., that he was indeed dead. They said the family members in the home, though, were able to escape and get out safely. So there's still a lot we need to know. Still a lot as a part of this investigation, but Governor Walz was here today. He says that flags will be flying at half staff here this week and said that all of Minnesota will be mourning. Back to you.
All right, Danny, thank you. As we mentioned earlier, it was an emotional journey this afternoon as the bodies of the first responders were transported to the medical examiner's office. Jana Shortle was there to witness it. Jana?
Well, Julie, you talked about it earlier. As law enforcement and fire personnel all over the 7-county metro and the state learned about what happened, they went to HCMC. That's where the officers and that firefighter medic were taken. They went there to salute and honor their fallen brothers. And from there, the honoring continued on Highway 62 all the way to Minnetonka here to the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's office. Every overpass had fire department rigs on it, saluting those fallen officers. You couldn't go through an overpass without seeing them. And then they arrived here at the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's office. This is where the bodies of their fallen brothers have been taken. When they arrived, a mile long of police cars, fire trucks, EMTs, and 3 bus loads filled with people. Those people were the friends, and we are told family members of those fallen officers and all members of first responders in Burnsville. They came to honor their brothers who have fallen, and just about 20 minutes ago, I saw Burnsville firefighters going inside here to the medical examiner's office, and they told me they are here to stand watch of their fallen brothers in police and fire until their funerals. Julie?
Our hearts go out to them. Jana, thank you so much. Well, Governor Walz spoke at a news conference in the last hour, asking all Minnesotans to keep our law enforcement and their families of first responders in our thoughts and prayers as they process this tragedy.
This week you'll see the flags flying at half staff. That's a sign of respect and mourning, but it's a time to give each of us, as you drive by one of those flags, to maybe pause and think about these first responders, these public safety officials. They're moms and dads, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters. They're the world to a lot of people, and they go out and do the job to provide us safety that we have the luxury of not having to think about many times.
Police departments across the state have been sharing emotional tributes and offering condolences for the Burnsville first responders, and memorials are already starting to grow throughout the city. Morgan Wolf continues our team coverage tonight. Morgan?
Well, an incredibly somber sight right now as we have a flag that is flying over signs and flowers outside of the Burnsville City Hall right now. I had the chance to speak to a couple of people that brought some of these items here. One of them happened to be a family member that had a police officer in their family. So they say that when something like this happens, it really is felt by a lot of those families that have first responders in them. There was also another group of people unrelated to any first responders at all, told me that they wanted to bring food here because they didn't know what to say, and they felt that just showing up and showing their love was important. So there are a lot of people that are expected to be here tonight, where there will be a vigil outside of the City Hall at 6:30. Back to you.
Morgan, thank you so much. We have continuing coverage of this story right now on KARE11.com and on all of our digital pages. We will also have complete coverage, including more on those fallen first responders, coming up tonight on KARE 11 News at 10.